Okay, so it is June the 5th, 2025. We've been getting a lot of rain, and it's overcast today, but it's so humid. I ain't been out here but a few minutes, and you can see that, but I'm soaking through my shirt already. But what I wanted to show a few things. You can't even see the tire. If you've watched my stuff, you know I transplant or put my fruit trees into these tires here. I need to weed. That being said, this was an apple that I planted or grafted earlier this year. I had one grafted in the pot and one in the ground here. It's both the same kind. I believe it was called Princess. I have to go back and look at my records, but I believe that's correct. And I had one graft on this pot and two grafts over here in the ground. There was one graft there and there was a graft here. All of them died. I don't know what the deal was. All the grafts died. So what's growing here is the rootstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that alone. Let the rootstock grow. And I may trim off some of the low branches so I get a good strong central. And then next season I'll graft onto it again. Something. Now moving over here. Of course this little graft is kicking butt. There was actually two grafts here also. And this one side here, I'll probably end up taking, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's just going to grow this year. But this is Braeburn apple. These were grafted back on March the 12th. And look at that. Here we are, June. Couple months growth. I mean, from the original scion is here. Look at that. So, I've had good growth out of most of my stuff. But normally, if you get 100%, it's just a miracle. So right here, I had a red royal limber twig. And it did good for a little bit, but it has died. Now, looks like my rootstock died, and that's probably what caused the graft to go. So, I've been waiting to get some soil and some of these other tires. I've got some other little apples. See, this is still in a pot. That's a Victoria limber twig. And this one is a Levering limber twig. I think let's take this Victoria and put it in the place of that one over there. And go ahead and get it in the ground. Get it out of these pots. That's my goal for all these, is not to have them in pots all year. Once they're in the ground, they seem to do better. They take off. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'll put Victoria limber twig where red royal limber twig was. And next year, I guess I'll try to do red royal again. So my rootstocks, I don't know by looking here. Let's see. This Victoria's on M106. So was that red royal. Planted several on the M106 rootstock that I have here. I do some stooling methods to get my rootstocks. Grow them on a few rootstock of my own every year. And I've got some M111 also that I use on some of my trees. M111 does tend to get them burr knots on it and suckers more, in my opinion. But anyway, here we go. Just wanted to show that. And Victoria limber twig going right here. God bless. Okay, so I wanted to show on where I'm putting this Victoria limber twig. I'd actually ended that video, said God bless, and turned it off. But show you why I like to mulch on top. Of course, I don't mix my mulch leaves and stuff into the soil. Just keep adding to it every year. And I put these leaves, and look at this. Look how rich this is. Earthworms. That's all earthworm castings there. Oh, man. There's your one. See that little feller? I seen a bigger one a while ago. See that? That is like gold. And as far down as I can go, look at that big old sucker. I love seeing them in here. Scoot some of this out. And they just keep on coming out. Check it out. That's why I like putting old leaves and stuff on top for a mulch. As far down as I go in here, it's just black. This is awesome. This tree is going to love this. So there it is. She's planted. Victoria limber twig. Got the mulch pulled back up around. Earthworms are going to get happy. I expect by the end of the year, end of the season, this little thing, right now it's maybe 2 foot tall. I expect it to probably be 4 foot or better. Maybe 5+ feet by the end of the year. That's my expectations. God bless. Again. I'm back. So, I was walking away a while ago. Ooh, I'm out of breath. I realized that in this jungle, I had lost a couple, lost view of some my apples that I put over here, some of the tires. And one of them over there, I can't remember what it is now, but it's doing fine. This one I put on growth from here to here since I grafted it. This is Cauley, C-A-U-L-E-Y, on M111 rootstock. Now, I don't know if it's from the weeds that I let grow up. I don't know if you can tell. There's all these weeds around here was also in there. And so I pulled them up and chunked them out. And I got to get out here and weed eat and stuff. So, I'm going to blame it on myself. My own fault. This poor plant was trying to grow and didn't make it. So, what I'm going to do, the rootstock is still alive, but I really need to get this grafted thing in the ground. I'm going to take this rootstock out of here. I'm going to let it grow in a pot, and I'm going to go ahead and get this little levering limber twig in the ground on M106. This is grafted, as you can see there, on March the 12th. Hadn't grown as much as some of the others. I think if I get it in the ground, it'll do a whole lot better. And so that's what we're fixing to do. I ain't too worried about that rootstock. It will survive that pulling up. Them things are pretty tough. So we're going to go in right now and put this one. Now I need to get some more leaf mulch and put it around. That's kind of one of the reasons why there were so many weeds going haywire in here. Didn't have the mulch. Okay, so there she is. I got that levering limber twig, replaced my Cauley. I got that rootstock that was on the Cauley apple in that pot. I was sitting over there for today, and my fat tail is supposed to go inside in some air conditioning. I'm soaking wet, dripping, and that's how we're going to leave it. That's going to be my last video on this. Catch y'all on the next one.